Hi, hello, welcome to Spell Day, where we're covering a spell every single day of the year from the 5e PHB +3. Those supposed to be spells are homebrew spells. We're at +3 at the moment. You can head back to playlist to find them, and today's spell is Word of Recall.
I'm back. Nice!
6th level Conjuration, casting time of 1 action, range of 5 feet, components verbal, duration instantaneous. You and up to 5 willing creatures within 5 feet of you instantly teleport to a previously designated sanctuary. You and any creatures that teleport with you appear in the nearest unoccupied space to the spot you designated when you prepared your sanctuary. See below. If you cast the spell without first preparing a sanctuary, the spell has no effect. You designate a sanctuary by casting the spell within a location, such as a temple dedicated to or strongly linked to your deity. If you attempt to cast the spell in this manner in an area that isn't dedicated to your deity, the spell has no effect. Your one-stop pop back. So the obvious comparison to make is Teleport, or Teleportation Circle. Teleport itself is limited by the fact it's an additional level higher than this and likely isn't available to this class. It's not available to this class. And when it comes to Teleportation Circle, which is actually a level lower than this, it has a gold cost and 10 minutes casting time. Also a little harder to set up a permanent location, whereas with Word of Recall, cast it in a place that's just aligned to your deity, or some place that's divined as like sacred or a sanctuary, some safe place. And anytime panicked after that, you, 5 other creatures, gone. With the downside that, unlike Teleport has at least a range of like 10 feet. I mean, this isn't, if I remember, this only has a range of 5 feet, so they basically have to be right next to you. So just requiring a bit of a group huddle and then you're back. And similar to Teleportation Circle, it doesn't have any flaws when teleporting, it is just directly to the point. It's not the flaws of Teleport, where you have the whole table. One of the issues is this is never a go anywhere. This is always an either head back for convenience or head back to escape. It's kind of the only thing this fits in, because it's always a location you set. It's not a temple somewhere else, and it's only when you set it up. Like, yeah, it could be any temple to your god, but you have to go there in the first place, cast it there, and that has replaced that sanctuary that you had it previously. It doesn't set a list of places you can teleport back to, it's whatever you set it at. And depending on the deity part of it, that might be quite limited, depending on who your character's deity is. What they follow, how common are their temples or locations, where are they? If you're worshipping a god of the wilds, they might just be in the woods somewhere, far away from any point you actually need to get back to or want to get back to. Even though this is the equivalent of, again, no distance, one of the other big things about this, which isn't mentioned on the previous two, nothing talking about planes. This doesn't mention anything about planes, which has a leg up with Teleport and Teleportation Circle. Well, plane shift's the same level as Teleport, so. However, yeah, Teleportation Circle itself even mentions planes. On the same plane of existence with you when you're teleporting through that spell itself. Teleport itself can't go across planes, it's only plane shift, and while plane shift can use Teleportation Circles, Word of Recall takes you back to wherever you set up that Word of Recall, or that point of recall, the sanctuary. You could be at the bottom of the abyss and cast Word of Recall, and if there's no, like, messing with conjuration or teleportation, you're back on the material realm at your local temple. World building wise, while nice, useful, and probably going to be cast a lot, in the hands of clerics and crusaders in some sense of immediate like, oh, we need to get out, head back to heal, it is the getaway spell. Long-term travel, head to one point or another, and just get back to point A. Which, I mean, could have cut journeys in half. Actually, now that I think about it. Because the issue I bump into world building wise is that Teleportation Circle is easier to set up a network. Because you can set up point A and point B. Yeah, it takes another casting, but you can still get back to both. Word of Recall, point A, you have to physically get to point B some other method, then you can get back to point A. It's neat, and in the hands of the class that actually gets this, they don't have access to the other two teleportation, it's a nice feature for them to have, especially because this can go in between planes as a ripcord. That depends how often you're gonna be on other planes. Just a good escape option. You could have Crusaders heading out and things going sour, alright. This one cleric and the 5 paladins they're going with, we're gonna book it back to our temple on the other side of the world. And try again next year. Or even a heist or bank robbery mission in the hands of the player. This is the instead of a getaway car, you have a getaway cleric. Basically, it's always down to an escape. It makes travel slightly more efficient because you can just get back to point A, but I guess makes mission trips a little kinder on the travel. It's just on the larger scale of things, teleportation systems are just going to be using Teleportation Circle or some other kind of network. this isn't, it's harder to build a network or something a bit more reliable, especially because it's specific to the individual okay. Because you can take passengers with you, you could set up a link, like a circle, of a cleric whose their sanctuary is at some place they visited a long time ago. You could teleport alongside them to that point. There's then another cleric there who teleported to a previous temple, and then continue that chain link until you have passageway to every temple on the planet. There, now we've made a network. Okay, that's actually... It takes more people, takes setting that up, but you can make it a network. Ooh, the going in between planes as well. That's a way of getting around a tuning fork if you don't have that many to hand out. Because while it seems a bit strange, if you can somehow set up a temple to your deity or this one on another plane, the moment you're there, you can set up a sanctuary and head back. Strange, but possible. Would spots in Elysium count? I mean, yeah, probably. 7 out of 10! It's the getaway spell. It's Word of Recall. It's recalling you back. You can set up a network world building wise, but even world building and players hands wise, it's the get out of jail card. I guess sometimes literally. But it's the get out of trouble. It's quick, a little bit of short range, you can take passengers with you. The distance it can take you back to is ridiculous. Again, anywhere. You just have to set it up ahead of time, which also kind of takes away. But it's not a gold cost like Teleportation Circle, nor some other spells that have some kind of prep or cost in its casting. You gotta work with it, but honestly, 7 out of 10. Again, the getaway.